Hi nerds! I got the new Typhon Killteam box, thanks to Warhammer Official for sending it to me a little bit earlier. I built some of the models, I already painted some of them, so this video is just about showing you some of the cool new sculpts. I gotta say, I really enjoyed the Tyranids ones. I really like Tyranids. You can play around with the color schemes. So there are really a lot of cool models in this, and I thought I'd just show you some of the new sculpts, what's in the box, because that's what I'd be interested if there's a new drop. So without further ado, let's have a look what's inside. So inside of the box are obviously the instructions to assemble and the booklet, some of the event cards. I'm not a gamer, so I'm going to skip over most of these. I don't know what they mean. I'm more interested in the sculpts and in the models, and I'm looking at all of this from a kit bashing perspective, and as you can see, it's super highly detailed. It's modern Games Workshop standard quality. It's really nice, especially the Tyranids were the ones that I was interested in, so I was building those. Let's have a look how they look painted. I tried to do like 3 different color schemes on them to give you like a little different feel and maybe inspire you. I think the Tyranids are a fantastic species because you can do so many different things and get creative, and yeah, I just really like the models. So this Venom version was the one I built and painted at very first. I think it's the most interesting sculpt. On the side, I'll add a little bit of the painting process where you can see how I've been painting this model. So the main approach was a colorful underpaint. So I started with fluor paints and started priming for that to have the color in the recesses, and especially on a dark background you can see how the colors pop, and then on top of that I layered some darker colors and blended the in-between steps with fluor paints. So yeah, if you're interested in more, I've done a whole Patreon tutorial on that. It's going to be linked below. But other than that, I also painted a second one, a very similar method with a colorful underpainting, this time with a magenta tone, and painted these greenish mintish tones on top of it. And the sponge helped a lot to create these patterns and give a very natural feel to the model. And very similar like before, I took a big brush and went into the recesses, feathered and blended a little bit the overlapping parts to make it a little bit more smooth. But as you can see, it's a quite rough and fast paint job, so if you want to spend more time on this, this is going to look a lot better. And again, behind a dark background, it looks quite impressive in my opinion. So it's a very beginner-friendly method, so I can highly recommend testing it, experimenting, playing around with the colors. I can guarantee you will learn something just because it does something interesting to your brain, turning the process around of having colorful and bright tones in the recesses and not on top. So the third one is exactly the same approach. I just switched the undertones for an orange and red fluor paint, and then this is looking a lot like lava. So it was the one I liked less from all the 3 models. That's why I also went back with the airbrush and added a little bit more of a glow, also to see how the regular inks work together with the fluor stuff. Ended up not liking it, so on this model I went a lot back and forth, but I think that's very important and it's part of the process, experimenting, testing things, just that way we can see what we like and what we don't like. So I don't see it as a fail, but it was an interesting learning. So off you go, and obviously there's also a mechanicum part to this box. I think they're called differently, but I'm not a lore expert when it comes to these kind of things. I think they're like servitors. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the 2 models that I've shown before are obviously the coolest sculpts, but I also have a heart for like the underdog, so I took a regular guy from the unit and tried to give him like a cool little backdrop, to give him like a nice surrounding, and mostly painted him with true metallics and played a little bit with oils and tiny scratch weathering on the beige armor. So it was also a fun process, and a little diorama came out at the end of the day, so that's never too bad, huh? I'm a little bit sad that they didn't make it into the Warhammer community article, but hey, that's already it. that's all I wanted to show. That's all I would like to see if there's a new box. So you saw some of the new models, you saw some of the possible paint jobs. Maybe I inspired you and now you want to paint some nids, which is the way to go. I will be posting the tutorials on how to paint these on my Patreon. It allows me to do this type of stuff full time, and I really enjoy doing the Patreon tutorials in a nice layouted way. So that's what I've decided for myself is the best way for me to go. And if you're interested in that, all the tutorials for the Tyranids will be on there. And if not, that's absolutely fine, and we'll see each other next time here. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the YouTube game. See you next time. Chewie out.